The gun sits 3 inches from his left hand. Requan doesn't touch it yet. Doesn't need to. The weight of it beneath the white linen napkin is enough. A promise, a threat, a piece of his spine made metal. Across the table, Heron shifts in her chair, her fingers tracing the stem of a wine glass she hasn't lifted once. The soft blue dress she chose this morning now looks like something borrowed from someone else's life. Too delicate, too clean for a world built on broken bones and bloodline. Lou Vigna restaurant hums with the kind of quiet that only exists when fear wears a tuxedo. Crystal chandeliers throw gold across marble floors. A piano player in the corner keeps his eyes down, his fingers light on ivory keys that cost more than most people earn in a year. Every waiter moves like they're walking through a minefield. Because they are. When Requan enters a room, even the air holds its breath. Do people really spend this much on food? Heron whispers, her voice barely reaching across the table. Ree almost smiles. Almost. People spend money on what makes them feel powerful. And this makes you feel powerful. No. He leans back, his black suit jacket pulling tight across shoulders that carry an empire. The tattoos on his neck, serpents coiled in ink-black spirals, peek above his collar. This makes other people remember who holds the leash. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Heron looks down at her plate. She's 21 and still blushes when he swears. Still flinches when men in dark suits open doors before she reaches for the handle. Her grandmother sold herbs at a street corner in Itiwan for 30 years. And Heron grew up thinking power was something politicians had, not something you could take with your bare hands. She doesn't understand yet. Maybe she never will. Ree brought her here tonight to see if innocence could survive proximity to a man like him. The maitre d' appears at the table, his bow so deep it looks like his spine might snap. Mr. Kwan, the chef has prepared. He stops mid-sentence. His eyes lock on something behind Ree, and the blood drains from his face so fast it's like watching a time-lapse of death. The wine glass in his hand trembles. A single drop of red spills onto the white tablecloth, spreading like a gunshot wound. Ree feels it before he sees it. A shift in air pressure. A change in the room's pulse. The piano player's fingers stutter on the keys. Conversations at nearby tables die mid-word. Somewhere in the kitchen, a plate shatters. He turns. The door is open, and she's standing there. Min Soo-han, white dress, belly swollen with 6, maybe 7 months of life. Her hair is longer now, falling past her shoulders in waves he used to wrap around his fist. Her eyes, those same eyes that once looked at him like he was something worth saving, are red-rimmed and hollow. She doesn't move, doesn't speak. Just stands in the doorway like a ghost who forgot she was supposed to stay dead. Ree's hand slides beneath the napkin. His fingers find the grip of the Glock 19, and for 3 seconds, the entire restaurant holds its breath. Heron follows his gaze, her mouth opening in a small, silent, "Oh, that sounds like the end of something." Mincio takes 1 step inside, then another. Her heels click against marble, each step a countdown to something no one in this room is ready for. She stops 10 feet away, close enough to see, far enough to run. Her lips part. You shouldn't have brought her here, Ree. The room doesn't just go quiet. It goes dead. Every conversation, every clink of silverware, every breath erased. The piano player's hands freeze above the keys like he's been turned to stone mid-note. A waiter near the kitchen door drops his tray, but the crash sounds muffled, distant, like it's happening in another dimension. All sound funnels into a single point. Mincio's voice, still hanging in the air like smoke after a gunshot. Heron's hand moves to her throat. Her fingers press against the pulse there, checking if her heart is still beating. You know him. Mincio's gaze doesn't leave Ree. Know him. A smile goes across her lips, bitter, broken, the kind of smile that makes you wish she'd scream instead. I built him. Gasps ripple through the restaurant. A woman at the table, near the window, whispers something to her husband. He shakes his head, stands, and they leave without paying. Smart. 2 more tables follow. Within 30 seconds, half the room empties like rats fleeing a sinking ship. Ree still hasn't moved. His hand is under the napkin, wrapped around the gun, but his finger isn't on the trigger. Not yet. His eyes trace the curve of Mincio's stomach, then flick to her face, then back down. Calculating, measuring, trying to solve an equation that doesn't have an answer. Sit, he says. His voice is flat, drained of everything except control. I'm not here to sit. Then why are you here? Mincio reaches into the small purse hanging from her shoulder. Every security guard in the room tenses. Hands move toward concealed weapons. Ree raises one finger, a silent command. Stand down. She pulls out a manila folder, weathered and thick, and drops it on the table between the wine glasses and the untouched breadbasket. It lands with a slap that echoes. Heron stares at the folder like it's a live grenade. What is this? Ree asks. Open it. He doesn't. Not yet. His eyes stay locked on Mincio's face, searching for cracks, for tells, for anything that might explain why she's here after 5 years of silence. 5 years of nothing. No letters. No calls. No grave to visit. Just a wedding ring left on his nightstand and a note that said, "You can't build peace on fear." He'd burned the note. Kept the ring. Mincio's jaw tightens. Your enemies found me, Ree. 6 months ago. They think this. She presses a hand to her belly. Is leverage. Is it mine? The question comes out before he can stop it. Raw. Desperate. The kind of question that strips a man down to his bones. Heron's breath hitches. She looks at Ree like she's seeing him for the first time, and not in a good way. Mincio doesn't answer. She just stares at him with something that might be pity or might be disgust. It's hard to tell the difference anymore. Open the folder, she says again. This time he does. Inside, photographs. Surveillance shots taken from rooftops, through car windows, across crowded streets. Mincio entering a clinic. Mincio at a grocery store. Mincio standing in front of an apartment building with her hand on her stomach, looking over her shoulder like she knows someone's watching. Beneath the photos, documents, hospital records, ultrasound images, a blood-stained piece of paper with a single sentence scrawled in Hangul. The child dies first. Heron's hand flies to her mouth. Ree's knuckles go wide around the gun grip. Who, he asks. Kong Daeho. The name lands like a blade between ribs. Daeho, his former right hand. The man who'd saved his life during the Gwangju Syndicate War. The man Ree had spared 2 years ago when he found out Daeho was selling routes to the Min family. Spared him because of loyalty, because of history, because Ree thought mercy was something a man could afford when he had enough power. He was wrong. Mincio leans forward, her palms flat on the table. He's hunting me because he knows it's the only way to destroy you. Not with bullets, not with territory, with guilt. Why come here? Ree's voice cracks, just barely. Why now? Because I wanted you to see. She gestures around the restaurant at the golden glass and carefully constructed illusion of control. What you've become, what you've built, and what it costs. Heron stands abruptly, her chair scraping against marble. He's not like that anymore. Mincio turns to her, and for a moment, her expression softens. Almost maternal, almost kind. Sweetheart, men like him don't change. They just find softer hands to stain. Ree's fist slams into the table. The wine glasses jump. The folder slides. Enough, but it's not enough. Because at that exact moment, a red dot appears on Mincio's chest. Then another on Heron's temple. Then one on Ree's forehead. The window behind them explodes. Glass rains like frozen tears. Ree moves faster than thought. Table flipped, both women shoved to the floor, his body a shield between them and the shattered window. 3 gunshots punched through the space where Mincio's head was half a second ago. The bullets bury themselves in the far wall, sending chunks of plaster into the air like snow. Screams erupt. Chairs topple. People stampede toward the exits, trampling over each other in their desperation to escape. A woman in a red dress slips on spilled wine and goes down hard. No one stops to help her. Survival doesn't have time for kindness. Ree's gun is in his hand now, no longer hidden beneath napkins and pretense. He doesn't fire. Not yet. His eyes scan the street outside through the jagged hole where the window used to be. 3 figures in black tactical gear. Rifles with suppressors. Professional. Daeho's men. Stay down, Ree growls. Heron is shaking so hard her teeth chatter. Mincio curls into a ball, arms wrapped around her stomach, lips moving in what might be prayer or might be apology. It's hard to tell when the world is ending in real time. Another shot. This one takes out the chandelier above the bar. It crashes down in an explosion of crystal and metal, sending shards spinning across the room like shrapnel. The bartender, a kid who can't be more than 19, ducks behind the counter, his hands over his head. Ree's security team floods in from the kitchen. 6 men in black suits, each carrying enough firepower to start a small war. They don't ask questions. They just move. 2 take position by the door. 2 more flank the windows. The last 2 create a human wall between Ree and the shooters outside. Get them out, Ree orders, nodding toward Mincio and Heron. Sir, you need to... I said get them out. The security team hesitates. Not because they're cowards, because they know what Ree is about to do, and they know it's suicide. But orders are orders, especially when they come from a man who signs their paychecks in blood. They move. One guard grabs Heron under the arms, hauling her to her feet. She fights him, reaching for Ree. No, wait, don't. Go, Ree says without looking at her. Another guard helps Mincio up. She's slower, heavier, her movements sluggish with fear and pregnancy. She locks eyes with Ree for half a second, and in that moment, everything they've ever been to each other, strategist and soldier, lover and ghost, past and present, flickers between them like a dying light bulb. You don't have to do this, she whispers. Yes, he says. Ido. They disappear through the kitchen door, and then it's just Ree, his men, and the shooters outside. He rises slowly, gun raised, every muscle coiled tight as a spring. Through the broken window, he can see the street. Abandoned cars, shattered glass, and 3 men in black, reloading with the casual efficiency of people who've done this 1,000 times before. Ree steps into the open. One of his men hisses, "Boss." Too late. The shooters see him, raise their rifles. Time slows to a crawl, each second stretching like taffy. Ree's finger tightens on the trigger. His first shot takes the man on the left in the throat. Clean, efficient. The body drops before the other 2 even register what happened. His second shot shatters the rifle of the man in the middle. His third shot, sirens, police, distant but closing fast. The 2 remaining shooters exchange a glance, then bolt. They're gone in seconds, swallowed by the soul night like they were never there. Ree lowers his gun. His hands are steady. They always are. But inside, something is cracking, splintering, breaking apart in ways he doesn't have words for. He turns back to the restaurant. The destruction, the blood on the walls, the overturned tables and shattered glass, and the faint smell of gunpowder mixing with expensive perfume. This is his world. This is what he built. Power paid for in fear. Control purchased with violence. And now the bill is coming due. One of his guards approaches. Sir, the police will be here in 2 minutes. We need to move you. No, sir. I said no. Ree walks to the bar, steps over the wreckage of the chandelier, and pours himself a drink. Whiskey. Neat. He downs it in one swallow, then pours another. Give me Daeho's location. Boss, you can't. I'm not asking. The guard nods, pulls out his phone, and starts making calls. Ree stares at his reflection in the shattered mirror behind the bar. Blood on his collar, tattoos on his neck. Eyes that haven't looked tired in 10 years now look exhausted. Mincio was right. He built this. Every piece of it. The empire, the fear, the violence. He built it brick by brick, telling himself it was necessary. Survival, justice, revenge for his father's murder. But what if it was never about justice? What if it was always about control? The guard returns. We've got him. The docks. Warehouse 17. Ree sets down his glass. Call him, he says. Tell him I want to meet. Sir, tell him. Ree's voice drops to a whisper. This ends tonight. The private suite above, Le Vigna, smells like leather and lies. Ree had it built 3 years ago for nights when business required privacy and cleanup required discretion. Soundproof walls. Bulletproof windows. A bathroom stocked with first aid supplies, and a closet full of clean clothes in 6 different sizes. Everything a man needs to wash away evidence and pretend he's civilized. Mincio sits on the edge of the black leather couch, one hand pressed to her stomach, the other clutching a glass of water she hasn't sipped. Her white dress is smudged with dust and plaster. There's a small cut on her cheek, barely bleeding, just a thin red line like someone drew it with a marker. She hasn't looked up since the guards brought her here. Heron stands by the window, arms wrapped around herself, staring out at the Seoul skyline. The city glitters like broken glass scattered across velvet. Beautiful and sharp. Deadly if you're not careful where you step. Ree enters without knocking. Both women turn. "Are you hurt?" he asks. The question is directed at no one and everyone. Heron shakes her head. Mincio doesn't answer. He moves to the bar in the corner, pours another drink he won't finish, and sets it down untouched. His hands are still steady. That's the problem. They're always steady, even when they shouldn't be. Even when a normal man's hands would shake with adrenaline or fear or guilt. "You need to leave Seoul," Ree says, looking at Mincio. "Tonight, I'll arrange transport, new identity, money, somewhere Daeho's men can't reach." "And then what?" Mincio's voice is quiet. "Tired. I run for the rest of my life. Raise this child in hiding. Teach them to be afraid of shadows. Better afraid than dead. Is it?" The question hangs in the air like smoke. Heron turns from the window. "Why did you leave him?" Her voice is small, but there's steel underneath. 5 years ago." "What?" Mincio finally looks up. Her eyes meet Heron's, and something passes between them. A recognition, maybe. A shared understanding of what it means to love a man who's built a throne out of other people's bones. "Because I thought I could save him," Mincio says. "I thought if I left, he'd realize what he was becoming. That he'd choose differently." "Did he?" Mincio glances at Ree. "What do you think?" Heron's jaw tightens. "He's not the same man you left." "No, Mincio agrees. He's worse. More power, more control, more blood on his hands. And now," she presses her hand harder against her stomach. "Now his enemies know the fastest way to destroy him isn't with bullets. It's with guilt." Ree slams his glass down. The sound cracks through the room like a whip. "I didn't ask for this. You built it." Mincio stands, her voice rising for the first time since she walked into that restaurant. "You chose this empire over everything else. Over me. Over any chance at a normal life. Over what?" Ree's voice is deadly quiet now. "Say it." Mincio's eyes glisten. "Over the man you were supposed to be." Silence. Heron looks between them like she's watching a car crash in slow motion. Ree moves closer. 1 step. 2. He stops 3 feet from Mincio, close enough to see the tears she's fighting to hold back. "Is it mine?" There is again. The question. The one that's been burning a hole in his chest since the moment he saw her standing in that doorway. Mincio's face crumples. Not with sadness. With something worse. Pity. "Would that make you stay?" she asks. "Or would it make you kill the man who touched me?" Ree doesn't answer. Can't answer. Because he doesn't know. And that terrifies him more than any gun ever has. Mincio reaches into her purse, slowly this time, no sudden movements, and pulls out a folded piece of paper. She hands it to him. The father's name was Gene. He was a good man. A teacher. He found me after I left you. Helped me start over. And when Daeho's men came. Her voice breaks. "He died protecting me." Ree unfolds the paper. It's a death certificate. Date: 4 months ago. Cause: multiple gunshot wounds. Next of kin: none listed. Before he died, Mincio continues. "He told me something I never forgot. He said he still had goodness left, buried deep, under all the violence and control and fear. He said," she swallows hard, "he said he'd save me one day, if I asked." Ree stares at the paper, at the name, at the date, at the empty space where someone's life used to be. "I'm asking," Mincio whispers. He looks up, meets her eyes, and for the first time in 10 years, Ree Kwon doesn't know what to do. Heron breaks the silence. "What about Daeho?" Ree's expression hardens. "I'm handling it. Ow! However I have to." Mincio steps closer, close enough that he can smell the faint scent of jasmine she still wears. Close enough that if he wanted, he could reach out and touch her. He doesn't. "Don't," she says, Don't go after him. Please, just let it go. Take your girl," she nods toward Heron, "and leave this life behind before it buries you. It's too late for that. It's never too late to choose differently." Ree's phone buzzes. He pulls it out. A text from his security team. Daeho confirmed. Warehouse 17. Midnight. He pockets the phone. "You should rest," he tells Minseo. "There's a bedroom in the back. Lock the door. Ree, I'll take care of this." He turns to leave. Heron blocks his path. "If you go," she says, "you might not come back. Then you'll be safer without me." He moves past her, reaches for the door handle. Minseo's voice stops him. "You forgot who it cost, Ree. All this power, all this control. You forgot what you sacrificed to get it." He doesn't turn around, doesn't respond, just opens the door and walks out into the hallway. Behind him, the suite falls silent except for the sound of Minseo crying and Heron trying not to. The docks smell like rust and regret. Warehouse 17 sits at the edge of the Hangang River, surrounded by shipping containers stacked like metal coffins. The water laps against concrete pylons, a rhythm older than crime, steady as a heartbeat. No lights, no security cameras, just darkness and the kind of silence that comes right before violence. Ree arrives alone. His security team wanted to come, begged actually, but this isn't the kind of meeting where backup helps. This is the kind of meeting where either you walk out or you don't. Simple, clean, the way these things should be. He steps out of the black sedan, his shoes crunching on gravel. The warehouse door is open, a mouth waiting to swallow him whole. Inside, a single light hangs from a chain, swaying slightly in the breeze that leaks through cracks in the walls. The bulb flickers. On, off, on. Kong Daeho stands beneath it. He's older than Ree remembers. Grayer, lines around his eyes that weren't there 2 years ago when Ree let him live. He's wearing a suit. Expensive, tailored, the kind of thing a man buys when he's trying to prove he's more than muscle and bullets. His hands are in his pockets. Relaxed, confident, arrogant. "You came," Daeho says. "You knew I would. I wasn't sure. Thought maybe you gotten soft. Heard you're dating some college girl now. Playing house. Pretending you're not who you are." Ree doesn't rise to the bait. He walks closer, each step deliberate. Measured. 10 feet away. Then 5. Then 3. "Why Minseo?" he asks. Daeho smiles. It's the kind of smile that doesn't reach his eyes. "Because I knew it would hurt you more than a bullet ever could. You could survive being shot. But guilt," he laughs, "guilt eats you alive from the inside out. You sent men to kill her. I sent men to remind you that mercy has a price. You spared me 2 years ago. Said loyalty meant something. Said history mattered." Daeho's smile fades. "But loyalty is a lie rich men tell poor men to keep them obedient. And history," he spits on the ground. "History is just a story told by whoever survives to tell it." Ree's hand moves to his jacket. Slow, obvious, letting Daeho see. "Don't," Daeho warns. 6 red dots appear on Ree's chest. Snipers, hidden in the containers. "You're not walking out of here with your gun, Ree. You're walking out with a choice." "What choice?" Daeho pulls a folded document from his jacket, drops it on the ground between them. "Sign over your routes, your suppliers, your territory, everything. Walk away, disappear, and I'll leave your women alone. Both of them. And if I don't, then tomorrow morning, someone finds Minseo's body in the river. And the next day, someone finds your pretty little girlfriend in an alley. And you get to live with the knowledge that your empire cost them their lives." The red dots on Ree's chest don't waver. He looks at the document on the ground, then at Daeho, then at the darkness surrounding them, thick with unseen threats. "You think I built this empire by being afraid of threats?" Ree asks. "No," Daeho says. "I think you built it by being willing to sacrifice anything. But that was before you fell in love. Love makes men weak, makes them hesitate, makes them—" "You're wrong." Ree's voice is calm, too calm. The kind of calm that comes right before a storm breaks. "Love doesn't make men weak," he continues. "It shows them what they were fighting for in the first place." He pulls an envelope from his jacket. Not a gun, just paper. He tosses it at Daeho's feet, right next to the document. "What is this?" Daeho asks. "Deeds, bank accounts, Access codes. Everything you asked for. The whole empire. Daeho's smile returns. Smart man. On one condition. The smile falters. What condition? You let me walk out of here. Tonight. And you never touch them again. Daeho picks up the envelope. Flips through the papers inside. His eyes widen. This is real. It's real. You'd really give up everything? Your power? Your territory? Your throne? For two women. Ree steps closer. The red dots move with him, tracking his chest like predators waiting for the signal to kill. You don't understand, Daeho. His voice drops to a whisper. They're not the price. They're the kingdom. For a moment, Daeho just stares. Then he starts laughing. Deep, genuine, the kind of laugh that comes from disbelief. You really have gone soft. Maybe. Daeho tucks the envelope into his jacket. All right, deal. You walk. They live. And I get. The gunshot cracks through the warehouse like thunder. Daeho stumbles backward. His hand goes to his chest. Red blooms across his white shirt, spreading fast, a rose made of blood. He looks down at it, then at Ree, then back at the wound, like he can't quite believe what's happening. You, he coughs, blood on his lips. You shot me. No, Ree says. I gave you a choice. You chose wrong. Another shot, this one from above. One of Daeho's snipers drops from a container, a hole in his forehead. Then another, and another. Ree's men emerge from the darkness. 8 of them, rifles raised, surrounding the warehouse like wolves circling prey. Daeho falls to his knees. You were right about one thing, Ree says, standing over him. History is told by survivors. He pulls his gun, aims it at Daeho's head. I'm the survivor. The third shot echoes across the docks. Then silence. Ree lowers his gun, looks at the body at his feet, at the blood pooling on concrete. At the empire he just traded away, except he didn't. The envelope was fake. Empty deeds, closed accounts, lies wrapped in official-looking paper. Mercy had been his mistake 2 years ago. Tonight, he corrected it. His phone buzzes. A text from his security team. Daeho's remaining men neutralized. Area secure. He texts back. Clean it up. I was never here. Ree walks toward the warehouse exit, stepping over bodies and spent shell casings. The river laps against the pylons. The city glitters in the distance. And somewhere in a suite above a restaurant, 2 women wait to find out if the man they knew is coming back, or if only the monster will return. The door opens before Ree reaches it. Heron stands there, eyes red-rimmed and wild, her hand still on the handle like she's been waiting by it for hours. Maybe she has. Behind her, the suite is dark except for one lamp in the corner. Mincio sits on the couch, perfectly still, her hands folded over her stomach like she's praying or protecting or both. You're back, Heron breathes. Ree steps inside, closes the door, locks it. His suit jacket has a splash of something dark on the sleeve. He shrugs it off, drapes it over a chair. Neither woman asks about the stain. They already know. It's done, he says. 2 words. That's all. But they carry the weight of bodies and bullets and choices that can't be unmade. Mincio finally looks up. You killed him. Not a question. A statement. She knows him too well for questions. Yes. And his men? Gone. Heron moves to the window, her arms wrapped around herself like she's trying to hold her own pieces together. So what now? We just pretend tonight didn't happen? Go back to normal? There is no normal, Mincio says quietly. Not for people like us. People like us? Heron spins around. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be sitting in a room with his ex-wife while he's out there killing people. I didn't. But you stayed. Mincio's voice is soft, but cuts like wire. You could have left. Could have walked out that restaurant door and never looked back. But you stayed. So yes, people like us. Heron's face crumples. Tears spill down her cheeks. I stayed because I love him. I know. Mincio stands, moves toward her. Slowly, carefully, like approaching a wounded animal. I stayed for the same reason. 5 years ago, and the years before that. I stayed through the wars and the bodies and the nights when he came home covered in blood that wasn't his. I stayed until what? Mincio touches her stomach. Until I realized love wasn't enough to save him. Or me. Ree watches them from across the room. 2 women. Two versions of what his life could be. One who knows everything he is. One who's just starting to understand. And him in the middle, covered in metaphorical blood that no shower will ever wash clean. You need to leave, Soul, he tells Mincio. Both of you. Heron's head snaps toward him. What? Deho's men are dead, but his network isn't. Word will spread. They'll come looking for revenge. For leverage. For us, Mincio finishes. Yes. Heron shakes her head. No, I'm not running. I'm not going to spend my life looking over my shoulder because I what? Ree's voice stays calm. Too calm. Because I protected you? Because I made sure you could sleep without wondering if someone's going to put a bullet through your window? You think this is protection? Heron's voice cracks. This is a cage. A golden, blood-soaked cage. Better a cage than a grave. The words hang between them like a blade. Mincio steps forward, stands between them. Her belly bumps against Ree's arm, and he flinches like he's been burned. Don't, she says. Don't make her into what I was. Don't make her choose between loving you and surviving you. Ree's jaw tightens. I'm trying to keep you both alive by becoming the thing that threatens us in the first place. Mincio's hand reaches up, touches his face. Her fingers are cold, or maybe his skin is just that hot with rage and fear and something he doesn't have a name for. You can't build peace on fear, Ree. I told you that 5 years ago. You didn't listen then. Maybe you'll listen now. He pulls away from her touch, moves to the window, stares out at the city that he helped build and helped bleed. All those lights down there. All those people living their small, safe lives. They don't know his name. Don't know the wars fought in the shadows to keep their streets just clean enough to pretend civility still exists. I listened, he says quietly. I heard every word, but you were wrong about one thing. What? He turns, looks at both of them. Heron with her innocence hanging by a thread. Mincio with her wisdom bought in blood and years. You said I can't build peace on fear, but that's all I know how to build. Mincio's hand presses harder against her stomach. Then learn something new. Silence fills the room. Not the peaceful kind, the heavy kind. The kind that comes when everyone said too much and not enough at the same time. Heron breaks it. I'm not leaving, Soul. You have to, Ree says. Why? Because you say so? Because you've decided what's best for me. Because I can't protect you if you stay. Maybe I don't want your protection. Her voice shakes but holds. Maybe I just want you to choose. Her, she points at Mincio. Or me, the past or the future. Because I can't keep standing here wondering which ghost I'm competing with. Ree looks at Mincio, then at Heron, then at his own reflection in the dark window. A man caught between what he was and what he'll never be. You're not competing, he says. Then what are we doing? He doesn't answer. Can't answer. Because the truth is he doesn't know. He spent 10 years knowing exactly what to do in every situation. Who to kill, who to spare, how to win. But this? Two women asking him to be something more than a monster in an expensive suit? He's got no playbook for this. Mincio sinks back onto the couch. Her face has gone pale. She presses both hands to her stomach, and for a second, pain flashes across her features. Ree sees it. What's wrong? Nothing. Just, she winces. The baby's kicking. Are you? I'm Fina. But her voice says otherwise. Heron kneels in front of her. When's your due date? 6 weeks. Maybe 5. Another wince. I haven't exactly been keeping up with doctor's appointments. You need to see someone. Tonight. I will. After. After what? Heron's voice rises. After we all decide whether to run or stay. After he decides which one of us is worth keeping alive. After. She stops. Her hand flies to her mouth. Mincio grabs her wrist. Squeezes. Hard. You're pregnant too? Mincio whispers. The room tilts. Ree's world narrows to a single point. Heron's face, white as bone, eyes wide with terror and truth. No, Heron says. But it sounds like yes. How long? Mincio asks. I'm not. How long? Heron's voice breaks. 8 weeks. Maybe 9. I was going to tell him tonight. At dinner. Before everything. Ree can't move. Can't breathe. Can't think. 2 women. 2 pregnancies. Two futures hanging in the balance of his past. Mincio looks at him. You forgot who it cost, Ree. Now you get to remember. The hospital room smells like disinfectant and decisions. Ree sits in a chair by the window, elbows on his knees, head in his hands. It's 4 a.m. Outside, Seoul is waking up. Delivery trucks rumbling through streets. Early commuters stumbling towards subway stations. The city stretching and yawning like it didn't almost witness a massacre 6 hours ago. Inside, 2 hospital beds. 2 monitors beeping at different rhythms. 2 women sleeping fitfully under thin, white blankets. The doctor, a woman in her 50s with sharp eyes and no patience for lies, had examined them both. Mincio first, then Heron. She'd asked questions neither wanted to answer. Who's the father? When was your last checkup? Are you in danger? That last one hung in the air like smoke until Ree simply handed her an envelope thick with cash and said, no records, no questions. She'd taken the money. Everyone has a price. Mincio stirs first. Her eyes open, adjust to the dim light. She sees Ree by the window and doesn't seem surprised. You're still here. Where else would I be? I don't know. Running your empire. Cleaning up bodies. Doing whatever it is you do when you're not sitting in hospital rooms watching women sleep. He doesn't take the bait. Just stays quiet. Tired. More tired than he's been in years. The baby's fine, Mincio says. In case you were wondering. I know. The doctor told me. And Heron's. Fine. Mincio pulls herself up to sitting, wincing at the effort. So now what? You've got 2 pregnant women under your roof. 2 children who'll grow up knowing their father is. She stops. Searches for the right word. Complicated. They won't know me at all. Her eyebrows lift. What? You asked why I came back tonight. Why I sat here instead of leaving. Ree finally looks at her. It's because I'm trying to figure out how to disappear. Mincio stares. You're serious. I've spent 10 years building something that destroys everything it touches. You said it yourself. I can't build peace on fear. And I can't. His voice cracks. Just barely. But it cracks. I can't watch 2 more people I love die because they were foolish enough to stand near me. So your solution is to run? My solution is to let you both live. By abandoning us? By removing the target. Across the room, Heron wakes. She doesn't say anything. Just listens. Watches. Her hand moves to her stomach. Flat still. No visible sign of the life growing inside. But she knows. Now everyone knows. Mincio shakes her head. You think leaving will fix this? You think your enemies will just forget about us because you're gone? They'll have no reason to come after you if I'm not in the picture. You're wrong. Mincio's voice hardens. They'll come after us because we're the women who knew Ree Kwon. Because we're proof that somewhere under all that ice and violence, there was something human. And to men like Daeho's followers, that's worse than any crime you've ever committed. Ree stands, paces to the other side of the room. His reflection stares back at him from the dark window, a ghost wearing his face. Then tell me what to do, he says, because I don't know anymore. Heron speaks for the first time. You could ask instead of deciding for us. He turns. Ask what? Ask what we want, what we need, instead of assuming you know best. She sits up, pushes the blanket aside. I'm 21. I've barely lived. And yeah, I fell in love with a man who terrifies me as much as he. She stops. Swallows. As much as he makes me feel safe. But I'm not a child. And I'm not going to let you make choices for me because you think it's protection. Neither will I, Mincio adds. I left you once because you wouldn't listen. I came back because I needed your help. But if you're just going to repeat the same patterns, control, fear, violence, then maybe I should have stayed gone. Ree looks between them. 2 women, 2 different paths, same destination. A future without him in it. What if I don't want to choose? He asks quietly. Then you already have, Mincio says. You've chosen to stay exactly who you are. The machines keep beeping. The city keeps waking. And somewhere in the space between fear and love, a man tries to find a third option that doesn't end in blood. Heron stands, walks over to him, places her hand on his chest, right over his heart. Is it mine? He blinks. What? The question you asked her. I'm asking you. Is your heart mine? Or hers? Or the Empire's? Because I need to know before I decide whether this baby grows up knowing their father's name. Ree's hand covers hers. His palm is warm. Hers is cold. Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know how to be what you need, he admits. I'm not asking you to be anything. I'm asking you to choose. And if I choose wrong, Heron's eyes fill with tears. Then at least you chose. Mincio watches from bed, says nothing, because there's nothing left to say. The decision isn't hers to make anymore. Ree closes his eyes, takes a breath, opens them. I need to make a call, he says. He pulls out his phone, dials a number he hasn't called in 3 years. It rings once, twice, 3 times. A voice answers, deep, familiar. I thought you were dead. Not yet, Ree says, but I need a favor. What kind? The kind that makes me disappear. Silence on the other end. Then, that'll cost you everything. Ree looks at Mincio, then at Heron. Then, at his reflection in the window, a monster try to remember how to be a man. I know, he says. Send me the details. He hangs up. Both women stare at him. What did you just do? Mincio asks. Something I should have done 5 years ago, which is... He turns, faces them fully. No walls, no armor, just a man standing in a hospital room at 4 in the morning, trying to figure out if redemption is something you earn or something you steal. I'm walking away, he says, from all of it. The empire, the power, the name, everything. Heron's hand tightens on his chest. You're serious. Yes, and us. That's up to you. Both of you. I'm not making that choice. Not anymore. Mincio stands, walks over, places her hand on top of Heron's. So now all 3 of them are connected. Past, present, and a question mark of a future nobody can predict. If you walk away, Mincio says slowly, there's no coming back. You know that, right? The Empire doesn't forgive retirement. I know. They'll hunt you. Let them. They'll find you. Maybe. He looks down at their hands. 3 sets of fingers intertwined like a knot that can't be untied. But at least I'll die trying to be something other than what I was. Heron's tears spill over. You're really doing this. If you want me to, I want. Her voice breaks. I want my baby to know their father's name without being afraid of what it means. Mincio nods. So do I. Ree pulls them both close. One arm around each. They stand there in the hospital room while the city wakes and the machines beep, and somewhere in the distance, sirens wail towards some new tragedy that has nothing to do with them. For now, what happens next? Heron whispers. Ree doesn't answer right away, because the truth is he doesn't know. He spent 10 years knowing every move 3 steps ahead. But this? Choosing love over power. Choosing life over control. This is uncharted territory. We leave Seoul, he finally says, tonight, before anyone realizes what happened at the docks. And go where? Anywhere that isn't here. Mincio pulls back, looks him in the eye. You're sure about this? No second thoughts? No looking back? No second thoughts. Because once you walk through that door, I know what I'm doing. She studies his face, searches for cracks, for hesitation, for the man who chose empire over everything else 5 years ago. But all she sees is exhaustion, and maybe, just maybe, the beginning of something that might eventually look like peace. Okay, she says, then let's go. Rain hammers the roof of the black sedan like bullets. Ree drives. Mincio sits in the passenger seat, her hand pressed against the window, watching Seoul blur past in streaks of neon and shadow. Heron is in the back, curled against the door, eyes closed but not sleeping, just resting. Just trying to make sense of a night that started with wine glasses and ended with bodies and choices that can't be unmade. They're heading south, toward Busan, toward the coast, toward anywhere that isn't here. Ree's phone keeps buzzing, text after text from his security team, his lieutenants, the men who run the pieces of his empire while he sits at the top and tells them where to point their guns. He doesn't answer, just watches the screen light up and go dark and light up again like a heartbeat that won't stop. You should turn it off, Mincio says quietly. I know, but you're not going to. Not yet. She glances at him. What? Because the second I turn it off, it's real. The second I stop answering, they'll know. They already know, Ree. The moment you left that hospital, they knew. He grips the steering wheel tighter. Rain pounds harder. The windshield wipers can barely keep up. How long do you think we have? Heron asks from the back seat. Her voice is small, scared. Until what? Until they find us. Ree's jaw tightens. Long enough. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I have. They drive in silence for another 20 minutes. The city thins out. Fewer lights. Fewer people. Just highway and darkness and the rain that won't stop falling. Mincio breaks the silence. Do you remember the last time we drove out of Seoul together? Ree doesn't answer. It was 6 years ago. You'd just taken over your father's territory. The families were trying to push back. You were. She stops. Searches for the word. Different then. Younger. Angrier. Same thing. No, she says. It's not. Heron leans forward, rests her arms on the back of Mincio's seat. What was he like before all this? Mincio smiles. It's sad. The kind of smile that remembers things she wishes she could forget. He was quieter. Listened more than he talked. Used to sit on the balcony for hours, just watching the city and thinking. Thinking about what? How to survive it. How to change it. How to make sure what happened to his father didn't happen to anyone else he loved. She glances at Ree. He used to believe justice was possible, even in a world like ours. What changed? He learned that justice costs more than he could afford. So he bought power instead. Ree's phone buzzes again. This time it's a call. The name on the screen, Kwon Jisoo, his second in command. The man who's run operations for the past 3 years. The man who'd kill for him without question. Ree answers, puts it on speaker. Boss. Jisoo's voice is tight, controlled. Where are you? Out. Out where? Does it matter? Yes. A pause. Daeho's men found the bodies. Word spreading fast. The families are talking. They want to know if you're starting a war or ending one. Neither. Then what are you doing? Ree glances at Mincio, then at Heron in the rearview mirror, then back at the rain-soaked road ahead. I'm leaving, he says. Silence on the other end. Long, heavy. Like Jisoo's brain is trying to process words that don't make sense. Leaving, Jisoo repeats slowly. You mean for a few days? Laying low until this blows over. No, I mean leaving. For good. More silence. Then, boss, you can't. I can. And I am. The families won't allow it. You don't just walk away from this life. You know that. Your father tried. Look what happened to him. Ree's hands tighten on the wheel. His father, betrayed by the same men who smiled at his funeral. Shot in the back outside a restaurant not unlike La Vigna. Left to bleed out on the pavement while his enemies toasted their victory inside. I'm not my father, Ree says. No, you're smarter, stronger, which is why you know this is impossible. Nothing's impossible. This is, the second you disappear, the empire collapses. Territory gets divided, blood gets spilled, and everyone you ever protected, they're fair game. Mincio reaches over, places her hand on Ree's thigh. A small touch, a reminder that she's here, that he's not alone. Then protect them, Ree says. What? You heard me. You want the empire? Take it. Run it better than I did. Just leave us alone. Jisoo laughs. It's bitter. Harsh. You think it's that simple? You think I can just step into your shoes and everyone will fall in line? You've been running things for 3 years already. You know the routes, the contacts, the players. You're ready. I'm not you. Good. Maybe you'll make better choices. Another long silence. Ree can hear Jisoo breathing on the other end. Heavy, thinking, calculating. And if I refuse? Jisoo finally asks. Then someone else will take it, and you'll die in the crossfire. Your choice. Jisoo exhales slowly. You're really doing this? Yes. For them. There's something in his voice. Not anger, not betrayal, understanding, maybe even respect. Yes. Then I hope they're worth it, boss. Because you're about to make a lot of enemies. I already have a lot of enemies. Not like this. Not when they realize you chose women over power. A pause. But for what it's worth, I hope you make it. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. Thanks. One more thing. What? There's a price on your head by morning. Every family, every territory, they'll hunt you until they find you. So run fast. And don't look back. The line goes dead. Ree sets the phone down. keeps driving. The rain keeps falling. The city keeps shrinking in the rearview mirror. Heron's voice cracks the silence. They're really going to kill you. They'll try. Aren't you scared? He thinks about it. Really thinks about it. Fear. He's lived with it for 10 years. Fear of failure. Fear of betrayal. Fear of dying alone in a room full of people who'd sell him out for a better deal. But this? Running toward an uncertain future with 2 women and 2 unborn children who might never know his name? No, he says. For the first time in 10 years, I'm not scared. Mincio squeezes his thigh. Where exactly are we going? There's a house. On the coast outside Busan. My father bought it 20 years ago. No one knows about it except me. Off all the records. Off all the maps. We'll be safe there. For a while. And after a while, we figure it out. The highway stretches ahead. Dark. Empty. The rain finally starts to ease. And somewhere behind them, an empire begins to crumble. Not with violence, but with silence. With absence. With a man who chose to walk away before the weight of his crown crushed everything he loved. Heron leans back, closes her eyes. I hope your father's house has a kitchen. I'm starving. Mincio laughs. It's soft. Surprised. The first real laugh any of them have managed all night. Rhea almost smiles. Almost. 6 months later, the house smells like salt and coffee. Morning light pours through windows that face the ocean, turning everything gold. Waves crash against rocks below, a rhythm that never changes, steady as breathing. Gulls circle overhead, calling to each other in voices that sound almost human. Mincio stands at the kitchen counter, chopping vegetables for soup. Her movements are slow, careful. The baby, a boy, 8 weeks old now, sleeps in a bassinet near the window, wrapped in blue blankets, his tiny fist curled against his chest like he's holding onto dreams. Heron sits at the table, one hand on her swollen belly. 7 months. Another 2 to go. She's reading a book about motherhood that Mincio bought her last week. Every few minutes she stops, touches her stomach, waits for the kick that always comes. Rhea isn't there. He left before dawn. Fishing, he said, needed to clear his head. But they both know he's really just checking. Looking over his shoulder, making sure no one's found him yet. He's getting worse, Heron says without looking up from her book. Mincio doesn't stop chopping. Worse how? The checking, the watching. He barely sleeps. He's scared. I know, but it's been 6 months. No one's come. No one's even close. That doesn't mean they've stopped looking. Mincio scrapes the vegetables into a pot. Men like Rhea don't just disappear. The families won't forget. They'll keep searching until they find him or until something bigger makes them stop caring. And if they never stop, Mincio finally looks up. Her face is thinner now, tired. The weight of 6 months spent looking over her shoulder shows in the lines around her eyes. Then we keep running. For how long? As long as it takes. The baby stirs, makes a small sound, not quite a cry, just a whimper. Mincio moves to the bassinet, lifts him gently, cradles him against her chest. He settles immediately, his head tucking under her chin. What did you name him? Heron asks. She's asked before, multiple times. But Mincio hasn't answered yet. This time, she does. Gene, she says quietly, after his father. Heron nods, doesn't say anything, just goes back to her book while Mincio sways gently, the baby's breathing syncing with hers. The front door opens. Rhea steps inside, soaking wet from rain that wasn't falling when he left. His hair drips onto the wooden floor. He's carrying a bucket, 3 fish inside, still moving, still trying to escape water they'll never see again. It's raining, he says unnecessarily. We can see that, Mincio replies. He sets the bucket down, pulls off his jacket, hangs it by the door, moves through the space like a ghost, quiet, careful, trying not to disturb the peace they've built in this tiny house on the edge of the world. Any trouble? Heron asks. No. Any news? No. Any reason to think someone's found us? Rhea looks at her, really looks at her, sees the fear underneath the question. The same fear he carries every time he leaves this house. No, he says again. We're safe. For now. For now isn't forever. Nothing's forever. He moves to the kitchen, starts cleaning the fish at the sink. His hands work automatically. Knife through scales, blade along bone. Precision learned from years of practice with tools meant for entirely different purposes. Mincio watches him. You used to be better at this. At what? Lying. Ree's hand still. I'm not lying. You're not telling the truth either. She shifts the baby to her other arm. What happened this morning? Nothing happened. Ree. He sets down the knife. Turns. His eyes are hollowed out, dark circles underneath that makeup can't hide. He hasn't slept in days, maybe weeks. Just lies awake staring at the ceiling, listening for footsteps that never come. I saw someone, he admits. In town, at the market. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. Someone from Seoul? Mincio's voice stays calm, controlled, but her grip on the baby tightens. I don't know. Maybe. He was watching me. I'm sure of it. Did he follow you back? No. I made sure. Are you sure you're sure? Ree's jaw tightens. Yes. Heron stands. Her chair scrapes against the floor. We need to leave. Now. We don't know for certain. We don't need to know for certain. Her voice rises. The baby starts to cry. Heron lowers her voice, but the fear doesn't go away. We've been lucky for 6 months, but luck runs out, and I'm not waiting around to find out what happens when it does. Mincio rocks the baby. Where will we even go? We're already at the edge of the country. Then we leave the country. And go where? Japan? They have longer reach there. China? Same problem. America? Mincio shakes her head. We barely speak English. We'd stand out. Make it easier to find us. Then what do you suggest? Heron's hands shake. We just stay here and hope no one finds us? Hope Ree's paranoia is just paranoia and not actually. It's not paranoia. Ree's voice cuts through. The man I saw today works for the Min family. I've seen him before. 3 years ago. He was there when we took their territory in Gangnam. Silence. Mincio slowly sits down, the baby still in her arms. Are you absolutely sure? Yes. Then we have maybe 12 hours before he reports back. Maybe less. Heron's hand flies to her stomach. Oh God. Pack, Ree says. Everything you can carry. We leave in 1 hour. Leave and go where? Mincio demands. You just said there's nowhere safe. There's one place. Both women stare at him. What place? Heron asks. Ree moves to the window, stares out at the ocean, at the waves that keep crashing no matter what human dramas play out on the shore. A monastery, he says. In the mountains. My father used to know the abbot. They'd hide criminals sometimes. People running from the families. People who needed to disappear. A monastery, Mincio repeats flatly. You want us to hide in a monastery? It's the last place anyone would look. It's also the last place I want to raise a child. Then don't raise him there. Just survive there. Until we figure out something else. Heron moves closer, places her hand on his shoulder. How long have you known about this place? Since before we left Seoul. And you're just mentioning it now. I was hoping we wouldn't need it. But we do. Yes. She nods. Once. Sharp. Decided. Then we go. Now. Before it's too late. They pack in silence. 3 bags. 2 women. 1 baby. 1 man who traded everything for a chance at something he's still not sure he deserves. Within 40 minutes, they're in the car. Within an hour, the house is empty except for ghosts and the smell of coffee and the soup on the stove that no one will ever eat. And somewhere on the road behind them, a man makes a phone call. I found him, he says. The voice on the other end asks, Are you sure? Positive. Rikwon, living under the name Kim Donghyun. House on the coast. 2 women. 1 infant. Another pregnancy. Good work. What do you want me to do? A pause. Then, nothing. Limron. We'll follow. And when he finally thinks he's safe, that's when we take everything. The line goes dead. The man pockets his phone. And somewhere in the mountains, a monastery's gates open for 3 people who don't know they're still being hunted. The blade stops 3 inches from Ree's throat. Moonlight cuts through the monastery window, catching steel. The monk holding the knife doesn't breathe, doesn't blink, just holds the weapon steady while Ree sits on a narrow bed, hands visible, palms up. You brought death to a holy place, the monk whispers. I brought protection. You brought hunters. 7 men, outside our gates. Waiting. Down the hall, a baby cries. Jean, Mincio will be awake now, checking the door, counting shadows. The monk's grip tightens. They attack at dawn. For hours. Ree's pulse stays steady. Years of practice. How do you know? Because I've been watching them watch you. The monk lowers the knife. I took vows here. Peace. Compassion. But before that, I was what you are now. A man running from what he built. Ree stands slowly. Why tell me? Because I've seen you with them. The women. The baby. You're not pretending anymore. The monk moves to the window. There's a tunnel. Built during the war. Runs 3 miles through rock. Exits near a village. You could be gone before dawn. And the monks. They'll stay. This is their home. Those men will kill them looking for you. The word sits between them like a stone. How good are you? Ree asks. At being what you were before the vows. Understanding dawns. Then fear. Then something else. There are 7 of them, the monk says. I've survived worse odds. Not while protecting 2 pregnant women and an infant. Then help me even them. The monk stares, fighting something internal. Finally, there are weapons. Hidden. From before, they move through darkness. The weapons are buried beneath the meditation hall. Old, military grade. The monk pulls them out, hands moving with muscle memory that vows couldn't erase. We can't kill them here, Ree says. Too close. There's a clearing, half a mile south. We lead them there. Out. We give them what they came for. Me. The plan forms quickly. Ree will leave at dawn. Visible. The 7 men will follow. The monk will be waiting in the forest. Positioned. Armed. And the women? You get them to the tunnel the moment we're clear. What if you don't come back? Then you make sure they reach the village. There's money in my bag. Enough to get them across the border. The monk nods slowly. You know this is probably suicide. Probably. By the time dawn starts painting the sky purple, they're ready. Ree returns to his room. Mincio is awake, sitting with Jean sleeping against her chest. Her eyes find his immediately. You're leaving, she says. Yes. They found us. Yes. She stands. Where's Heron? Sleeping. When she wakes, you need to move. There's a tunnel. I know about the tunnel. Mincio moves closer. Is this it? The end? Maybe. That's not an answer. It's the only honest one I have. She reaches up, touches his face. You're not coming back. I'm going to try, but you don't think you will. He doesn't answer. Then do one thing for me, she says. Look at your son. Ree's throat tightens. He's not. I don't care whose blood is in his veins. You've been more of a father in 6 months than most men are in a lifetime. So look at him. Ree looks down, at the baby sleeping, at the tiny fists curled against blankets. He reaches out, touches Jin's hand. The tiny fingers wrap around his thumb. I'm sorry, Ree whispers. For what? For not being better sooner. You're being better now. That's enough. Dawn breaks. Light floods the room. There's money in my bag, he says. Documents. New identities. I know what to do. They stare at each other. I never stopped. Mincio says suddenly. Loving you. Even when I hated you. Even when I left. I never stopped. Ree's chest cracks. I know. He turns toward the door. Ree. He looks back. If you survive this, don't come looking for us. The words hit harder than any weapon. What? Promise me that if you live, you'll let us go. Let Jean grow up never knowing your name. Let Heron's child be born to a world where their father is a ghost story, not a death sentence. His hands curl into fists. I can't. You can. Promise me. His vision blurs. I promise. Mincio kisses him. Once. Soft. Final. Then she turns away. Ree leaves. The monk waits by the main gate. Changed. Dark clothes. Tactical. Ready, he asks. No. Good. Men who think they're ready usually die first. They step outside. Ree starts down the path. Slow. Obvious. The monk disappears into the forest. 7 men begin to move. The clearing appears after 20 minutes. Ree stops in the center. Waits. They come from 3 directions. Rifles raised. Professional. The leader steps forward. Older. Scarred. Ree Quan. The families send their regards. I'm sure they do. You know how this ends? Ree raises his hand. Gunfire erupts. From the forest. The monk moves like water. 3 men drop. Chaos explodes. Ree rolls behind a log, comes up with a handgun. 2 shots. 2 more bodies hit dirt. The leader and 1 man bolt for cover. Silence falls. Heavy. Dangerous. Ree stands. Steps into the open. Just you and me, he calls. Let a man go. This is between us. The leader laughs. You think I'm stupid? I think you're professional. Your team is dead. You can walk out alive or die trying to salvage pride. Long pause. And if I walk, tell the families Ree Kwon is dead. Collect your payment. Live to fight another day. Why would you offer that? Because killing you doesn't change anything. The families will send more. This never ends unless someone breaks the cycle. The leader stands, steps out, alone. You're really offering a deal. I'm offering you a choice. The leader studies him, finally lowers his rifle. Get out of here and never come back. He whistles. The last man emerges. They back away, disappear into the forest. Ree waits. The monk appears beside him. Why did you let them go? Because this way, I'm dead. The hunt stops. Mincio and Heron get to disappear for real. And you? I disappear too. Different name, different life. Ree pulls out a phone, dials. A voice answers. I was wondering when you'd use this. I need that favor. The one you mentioned 6 months ago. Disappearing isn't cheap. I know. Where? Somewhere cold. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere no one knows my name. Give me 48 hours. The line goes dead. Ree looks at the monk. Thank you. They walk away. Different directions. By the time Ree reaches the village, he's already shedding pieces of himself. By the time he boards a bus heading north, Ree Kwon is already gone. Someone new takes his place. 3 months later, in a city where winter lasts 9 months, a man who looks like Ree but moves like someone else entirely sits in a small apartment. He works construction, keeps his head down, speaks to no one. His phone never rings. Sometimes he dreams of Jasmine, of a baby's hand wrapped around his thumb. But when he wakes, he doesn't check if the dreams were real. He just makes coffee, goes to work, comes home, lives quietly, becomes exactly what he promised. A ghost those children will never know. And somewhere in Japan, 2 women raise 2 children. They tell them bedtime stories about heroes who sacrifice everything. They teach them kindness, compassion. They never mention the name Ree Kwon. They just live, forward, free, the way he made possible by choosing to disappear. In the end, love didn't make Ree weak. It made him strong enough to walk away. Whether he truly escaped, or if the empire waits in shadows, that depends on whether you believe men like him can ever really leave what they built behind. Either way, the children sleep soundly. And maybe that's enough.